Now I would like to invite Nellie Richardson back to the stage to present Crossing the Line.
Crossing the Line by Kathy Hall Rarick. The first time Tim beat Julie, she was 7 months pregnant and terrified of losing her life and that of her unborn child. He took pleasure in punching her in the face that day, and when she tried to run, he threw her to the floor. She had the presence of mind to roll over in time to protect her stomach and that of the baby within, but her actions provided an opportunity for him to kick her with his new $600 Western-style boot. When he tired of hurting her, he grabbed a beer, sat down, and watched television while she writhed in pain on the floor. When Tim was sober the next day, he saw what he had done to his beautiful wife. He broke down and sobbed like a child who had just witnessed the result of his favorite dog run over by a Mack truck. Julie believed him when he swore it would never happen again. She forgave him because she needed to believe in something. Of course it happened again, and before long, the pattern of abuse had developed, one that lasted throughout their marriage. You might ask how and why Julie allowed the battering of her size 6 body to continue all those years. You might even question why any sane person would choose to remain someone's punching bag day after day. Julie's inner voice, her mangled self-image, had successfully convinced her that she deserved to be punished. Tim had no trouble persuading her how lucky she was to be married to him. And if he was unable to control his anger, it was her fault, not his. She stayed with him because on some level she believed his irrational lies. Perhaps the other reason she remained married to him was because Julie needed to fix things, and this included relationships. Her dream of living happily ever after never wavered, not even when her own body was broken and bleeding. I am livid today. I would like nothing more than to hire a sumo wrestler to beat Tim to a bloody pulp and give him a taste of what a size 6 wife endured for too long. In addition, I feel enormous anger at myself. Why had I not moved heaven and earth in order to spirit my friend away from that monster? Right after the first beating, she came to me broken-hearted, revealed a black eye, swollen nose, cracked ribs. Not knowing what else to do, I sympathized. I put my arms around her and cradled her, soothed her as best I could. Why had I not shaken her till her teeth rattled? Why did I not talk sense into her? Why had I not provided a safe harbor for her in my own home? There were other times when I sensed that she was being abused, but afraid of overstepping the boundaries of our friendship, I kept quiet. I wish I had a nickel for every time I told myself it was none of my business and the best thing I could do was to pray for Julie. I did not know how to determine the delicate but defining point at which it becomes acceptable, even crucial, to cross the line. I made myself believe that sooner or later she would turn to me for help, at which time I'd be there for her. Julie and I met when we were young, and we spent many years of mutual moments in each other's lives. Girl stuff, teenage stuff, wife and mother stuff. We exchanged recipes, saw beaches together twice, and cried all afternoon both times. We even created short stories together, exploring different philosophies as we wrote. We shared hairdressers, housekeepers, and hundreds of snapshots. I lost count, even if I ever knew, of the hours we spent discussing the ups and downs of kid-sized problems relative to our children. Before we realized it, our conversation took a turn. Our grandkids, instead of our grown children, became the center of our exchange. Lord, how we laughed at the antics of those little ones. Julie was my constant friend for so many years, and I was hers. Today, every aspect of me is numb. I walk from one room to another, forgetting how and why I got there. Tears spring to my eyes with no preamble. I wear black, not because it's my best color, but because it is a definitive color of death. How I wish I could go back and do things differently. If I had only given credence to my intuition, I might be sitting at my kitchen table right now with her, drinking coffee, laughing at a joke, engaged in lively discussion over the latest bestseller. If only I had reached out to her instead of waiting for her to come to me, things might have ended differently. Tim might not have beaten my best friend unconscious. He might not have dragged her lifeless body to the sink or held her head under the dirty dishwater until her soul was gone from this world forever. Battered and bruised was not what Julie wanted to be when she grew up.
Thank you, Nellie. Now we have Janet Pearson who's going to come out and sing a song for you, a cappella that was originally done by Tracy Chapman called Behind the Wall.
Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me, it won't do no good to call. The police always come late if they come at all. Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me, it won't do no good to call. The police always come late if they come at all. And when they arrive, they say they can't interfere with domestic affairs between a man and his wife. As they walk out the door, I see tears well up in her eyes. Last night I heard the screaming, then a silence that chilled my soul. I prayed that I was dreaming when I saw the ambulance in the road, and the policeman said, I'm here to keep the peace, and will the crowd disperse? I know we all could use some sleep. Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me, it won't do no good to call. The police always come late